Taurus, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. Just doing an overall energy check-in for you and whoever it is that you might be focused on at the time that you are watching this reading. All right, so I'm going to start off with this deck by Pretty Spirits. If you hear an unhappy little camper in the background, that's my granddaughter not having the best day. So, anyway, all right, let's take a look and see what needs to come through here. General advice, of course, as always. Take from it what makes sense for you and release the rest. Okay, so from the Truth deck, Soulmate Edition for you, Taurus. Here we go. You could also be cross-watching for a Taurus. We are starting off with controlling. The number 19 could also be significant. Next card is codependency. Third card is the answer is yes. All right, so let's go ahead and clarify and see what that's talking about. You, of course, could be dealing with somebody who tends to be controlling, type of person who could be manipulative sometimes. You might also find that you feel like you're losing control over a situation, whether it is related to your love life or something else going on in your life. And of course, only you will know if you tend to be the codependent type or if you're dealing with a codependent partner or person. We'll see what that yes is talking about. That, of course, could simply be clarifying that what these cards are bringing forward, that it's something you can either relate to or it's confirming it. It's like, yes, somebody's controlling you, somebody is codependent in this partnership. So let's clarify. Let's grab some tarot for you, Taurus, and see what's up with these cards. So 19, number 1, and 13. Those numbers could be significant for some of you guys. This is our first card. How interesting is this? Because the Empress represents Taurus. So if you happen to be divine feminine, there's something that's coming through in these cards already to let you know to assess a situation, maybe with a masculine or a person that you're dealing with. It does not necessarily have to only be focused on your romantic life. This could be a friendship. This could be a family member. Okay, so let's see what's going on here in addition to that. Divine feminine, if you're dealing with a romantic partner, maybe you are either married to this person or certainly in a committed partnership. You guys could have a family together, whether that's one child or a huge family, so family involvements might play a role here. We do have the 7 of Cups. In this particular instance, Taurus, especially divine feminine, I'm feeling here that your angel guides, the universe could be giving you some sort of sign that you have choices before you. In other words, if you're not happy with where life is, if you're not content with your love connection, for example, if you're not happy in the relationship, you're being directed to look at these cups in front of you in a way where you can make different choices, if you're, for example, just sticking around just to stick around, if it doesn't check all the boxes, maybe this is the time for you to really assess why you're there. We have the 6 of Swords, moving on, releasing baggage. Look at that. So I really am kind of getting this vibe for Taurus. Again, it's coming through for the divine feminine, but if you happen to be masculine, Taurus, there's still something here for you, of course. Part of the message is directing you elsewhere. So, it's like trying to fit a square into a circle. It's not going to work. But if you're trying to make something work and you just know it's not going to happen. So in a way, there could be for some of my Tauruses where this controlling nature is coming in. You're trying to control the situation or maintaining control of a situation, but it's just not working. And there's something, a situation, a person that perhaps it's time to move on from that, but you're just holding on with every fiber of your being here. And you know in your heart of hearts that something is just not working. That's what I'm getting. Look at these cards. 8 of Cups. Okay, leave it behind. Walk away from it because there's something about it that's just not going to work. Okay, there's something about it that is just not checking the boxes. That's what I'm initially getting here, okay? So let's see what else we can find out here. We do have the 10 of Swords. So this, of course, is representing a relationship that might have already gone into separation. And perhaps I'm just kind of getting for some of my Tauruses. And of course, this isn't going to apply to every single person watching this. I'm feeling that maybe you did make that choice to walk away, but you could also be feeling a little bit apprehensive that you made the wrong choice. You know, maybe you feel like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have walked away. I shouldn't have ended it. And part of that codependency could be this pull that you still feel towards this situation or person. And it could be toxic. It could be unhealthy. But I just feel for some of my Tauruses that you're still feeling drawn back to it for some reason. And if that's not the case for you, then perhaps this is not your part of the story, but I do feel it for someone. You've got the Hangman. That is followed by the 9 of Pentacles. So as you can see here, you're being directed to let it go. If it comes back to you, perhaps as a better version of what it is that you're letting go of, then maybe the distance and time apart is a blessing. But you're being directed in a way to claim your freedom, you know, because you are actually more self-sufficient than you realize, Taurus. Especially my feminines. I feel it from my feminines. You can actually stand on your own 2 feet. You can actually make it without this person. That is, if it's an unhealthy partnership. You can make it without this person, but perhaps you're feeling like you can't. That is what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm not going to try to push that message. It is what it is. That's just the way it's coming through. Let's go ahead and see what else we can bring forward for your reading here, okay? So I'm going to pull from this deck by AQUAMOONLIGHT. It's the Untold Messages of the Heart. So if you don't resonate with that first part, of course, you know, just like the message, you can't fit a circle into a square. So don't try to make it fit if it just does not resonate with you. So let's see. For Taurus, or for those cross-watching for Taurus. Okay, so we have in the very near future. All right, so something is on its way to you or will give you clarity. This is so interesting because this is the next card. We have confusion. It literally says, I don't know. So if you find that you're confused about something or someone, you're going to have your answer real soon. You will. Let me grab one more card for Taurus. Okay. And we have risk. I'm ready to take a leap of faith and risk it all for you. That could, of course, apply to you, Taurus, but it could apply to somebody else. I just need more clarity because of this confusion here. So let's see. That could be you, though, where you're ready to just take that leap of faith. You got to believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to take a gamble on your future because you're worth it, you know? You don't want to be holding on to somebody that's, in a way, holding you back. The cards know what they're talking about. This is the first one, Ace of Swords. Do you see that? Okay, so there's a lot of definition here in the upright. It's a breakthrough. There is the clarity. That card literally refers to that. If you're confused, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know the direction that you need to go, here it is. The Ace of Swords is what's going to give you that clear mind to be able to do the right thing for yourself. You know, it literally says it, cutting things or people out in order to perhaps bring you new opportunities that are better for you. Here we are again with the Hangman, you see? There's a situation here that you need to put a stop to it because it's not going anywhere. It kind of reminds me of the Two of Swords, where we're heading for a stalemate here. Okay, Taurus? So I kind of feel if this is your story, you already know that it really doesn't have much momentum to progress. Something needs to shift and change here, but I really do feel it's up to you. Look at this. This situation is actually hurting you, the Ten of Swords. It's not on a very strong foundation, and it's just a matter of time, honestly, before it collapses. And it's time to get real about that. But yes, it's on the brink of falling apart, but I feel, going back to what we've already seen, you should actually take control. You should actually grab hold of the reins and do what is necessary. I really feel, Taurus, you know what needs to be done. And part of that is walking away from a perhaps unhealthy relationship. That's what I'm getting, guys. That's what I'm getting. Two of Wands. Look at this. We've got the Death card. It's an inevitable ending that's on its way to you because something clearly needs to shift and change. You know, it's almost like you've put yourself on this path that you're no longer meant to travel, Taurus. So it's going to end whether you like it or not. It's one of those things where you could try to hold on to it as much as you want, but something's going to give. You know, that rope is going to break. So progress can certainly be made here in your life, but it's up to you to be able to gain this clarity that the Ace of Swords is really wanting to give you, because you have the capability to have so many wonderful experiences in your life. You can be successful in love. You can be successful in your career, finances, whatever, friendships, family. You can have it all. But I'm kind of feeling for some of you that you might be self-sabotaging your progress. Okay, let's see what else. There can be so many good things coming your way, but, you know, it's almost like you're preventing it from coming your way, if that makes sense. So we have a card wanting to come up in the reverse. In the upright, it's the Emperor. Look how interesting that is. All right, so this represents the Divine Masculine, but it's coming up in the reverse. Do you see that? So remember earlier, the Empress came through, and the Empress is Taurus. If you happen to be Divine Feminine, and you're the Taurus in this equation, this is you, and you've got a masculine here who's coming through with this very cold type energy. I will read you guys the reversed interpretations. Tyranny, rigidity, coldness, immaturity, domination, control freak. I'm telling you, there's somebody here, it's coming through as a masculine who is the controlling type. Okay, they're not very flexible here. Loss of authority, lack of discipline. That is what this masculine represents, Divine Feminine. They're just going to hurt you if they haven't already. The Three of Swords is here. So, as I mentioned, we don't see the Tower, but it might as well be heading in that direction, because you can't hold on to something or someone that is not meant to go the distance here. You can't control that part of it, you know? And I don't know if there's a love triangle or a third-party situation going on here. That third-party element does not have to be a person. It could be something else that's challenging the partnership, you know? And that's kind of clarified by the Five of Wands, because the Five of Wands can represent some sort of conflict. There's tension here. Part of the interpretation of the Five of Wands is competition. So it's almost like this third element is competing for this person's attention or their heart. And it's going to hurt you in the long run, Taurus, if you don't sever ties, if you don't end this one. It's going to end. Like I mentioned, I feel it's going to end regardless. It's inevitable. That's just what I'm feeling here. Bottom of the deck, though, you've got the Magician. I'm telling you, You have the capability to manifest not only love in your life, but by oh man, this is getting even more intense. Remember this risk card? I'm ready to take a leap of faith and risk it all for you. Okay, so part of the interpretation of the magician is somebody who is a risk taker. Perhaps this is a message for you, Taurus, to let you know that you should go for something outside of the norm, okay? So if you have, let's just say, been in a relationship that you know is not good for you, or you've just gotten too comfortable sticking around in a situation where you know it's not healthy, okay? But maybe you're afraid. You're afraid to take that risk. You're afraid to cut them out. What if I'm alone for the rest of my life? What if I don't end up finding better? I can tell you right here, right now, you will find better. But you got to believe that as well, because the magician is clarifying that risk card. And the thing is, look at the next card. We've got the Four of Cups. So what does that mean? If you don't take action, if you don't take that risk, you know, I believe it'll pay off for you. But if you don't do anything about it, Four of Cups is here to remind you that you're going to miss the boat. It will be a missed opportunity for you, Taurus. And I would hate for you to miss out on something so amazing, whether that's love or something else. Don't stick around in a situation or scenario where it is not ideal for you. And if this is your story, you already know that. Okay? So let's grab one more set of cards. I know this is coming through as pretty intense, but I would be doing my Tauruses a disservice if I didn't convey this to whoever this needs to go to. Okay? So this is the 5D Love Messages by CALICO Moon. All right, let's see. Who needs to speak up here? Is it them? Is it you? Let's see. Okay, well, someone's coming back. Just based off of what we're seeing, though, that might not be a good thing, okay? So some reconciliations, some reunions are not a good idea. I'm just getting that. This is the next card. I don't feel like I'm good enough for you. That's because they're not. They're not good enough for you. You deserve better. And that's where you have to believe that you deserve better. Don't sell yourself short, Taurus. Okay? And lastly, no one else can compare to you. That's because you're amazing. You're freaking amazing. You're like probably the best partner person they've ever been with. But at the same time, they're not that great. Okay? I'm just gonna be blunt. That's the energy I'm getting. Because you deserve so much more. So much more, Taurus. And they're not giving that to you. Which is why, you know, you're being directed. Where's that card? To just move on. Let it go. Release it. 8 of Cups. Walk away. Leave it behind. Because you deserve better. You'll be fine. Okay? You're going to land on your feet and you're going to be fine. But you have to believe that. You have to believe that. Okay. So let's clarify this. I'll be pulling from my TANIELU tarot. So be mindful of the people that are coming back into your life. Focus on yourself first. You know, I talk about this all the time where if you feel like your cup is empty, then you got to focus on being able to fill it up for yourself. Nobody else can fill that up for you. You got to fill it up for yourself first. It starts with you. It starts with you being able to love you. And that's what's going to open you up to being able to find the right kind of love for you. Remember that 9 of Pentacles? If you've been struggling financially, just know that things are going to turn around in that area. I don't know if some of you guys might have your own business or what, but you could be coming into some money. It's the second time. That's the second time in this reading that that's coming through. But this is also talking about you being independent, meaning that you have what it takes to make it on your own. I'd rather be on my own rather than being in a toxic partnership. But you are perhaps feeling a little bit stuck in your mental space. You know, 8 of Swords. And, you know, there's a part of you that is feeling a little bit apprehensive, perhaps. You know, this person will resurface. Somebody from your past could come back. But based off of what I'm seeing in your reading, it's just not a good enough connection that it's worth putting your effort into. That is what I am feeling here. Especially my divine feminines. You know, it's totally understandable if you've got your guard up, if you've got your walls up. Maybe you love this person to pieces, but I'm kind of feeling like they did something here that it just doesn't make it worth it to continue to pour into that relationship. Divine Feminine, I mean, you are coming in as the Queen of Pentacles. You know, the key word in this deck, generous. You're so giving, you give too much. That's what I feel has happened. You gave too much to the point where you tapped yourself out, to the point where you had nothing left to give yourself. You're a freaking queen, but I have a feeling you're dealing with somebody who's not up to that level. This is confirming it. Whether it was cheating, whether it was infidelity, you're dealing with somebody who's deceptive. If there was no third party, if there was no infidelity, then this is coming through as something else. That's not somebody who's matching up to your level as queen. Okay? Look at that. See? Do you see this? Things can change. Things can turn around for the better. But you have to believe that you're worthy of experiencing that, you know, rather than being stagnant and sticking around in a situation where you know it's just crap, you know. Yes, Divine Feminine, this is you. High Priestess energy. You already know in your heart of hearts what it is that you need to do. Your gut has been trying to tell you this for a while, I feel. So don't stick around in a situation where this person keeps dropping the ball, where they keep doing things to disappoint you repeatedly. It's not going to change. I really don't think it's going to change. You deserve this. You deserve that kind of love. You deserve that kind of happiness. And sure, you might feel that you found this in this person. But what I could tell you through the energy and the vibe that I'm picking up for this particular reading, you haven't. You have not. There's somebody else that represents that kind of love for you. So you might hate me for saying that because it's not the most pleasant thing to hear, but that's the truth. That is what I'm getting, especially for my divine feminines who might be in an unhealthy partnership or who might reconnect with somebody that you know is just not good for you. Okay? So I'll leave that there. If you want me to dig a little bit deeper into this, if this is your situation, let's go ahead and do a personal reading for you and let's find out. All right. So that's it for now, guys. If you want your reading, down below, there's a link. And of course, the link to all the decks that you see here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and spending this time with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.